Hello, Hiroja Shibe here with another Hiroja Thought Bubble. To get the week on going and talking about, well, cryptocurrency and what's going on in the space and what other people are now talking about. Just wanted to give a heads up what I'm going to be talking about this week. Uh, One is the two articles I saw on Medium by 2-Bit Idiot that talks about the future aspects of this space. I found them very fascinating and relevant to not only the discussion about the growth of the cryptocurrency, what's going on in Bitcoin right now, but it'd be nice to go over and kind of go over the points that he brings up. And some of these are things that people have thought about, talked about. Some have been fully fleshed, a lot haven't, but it'd be worth to bring up the dialogue again now that we are at this kind of dip. Um, People can get back to, technology, why they're here, what they're in this space for, really. The second thing I'm going to talk about is coin artists. I'm going to go through the new RPG game. I think it's called Neon Dream, and talk about that, and talk about the Easter egg and what the game is about, how you can find it, what platforms, things of that nature. If it's actually fully out, maybe I'll play it. I don't know if I'll do a let's play, but we'll see. And just kind of give a good shout out to her. Her puzzle, as I discussed in the previous two videos, has been solved. Someone has, well, they have 5 Bitcoin, or at least part of 5 Bitcoin. Someone received a half a Bitcoin reward for helping solving the puzzle, but 4.5 Bitcoin out there. And then what else? There's an interesting video. I haven't watched it completely, about the political attack vectors to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, and I thought we kind of can go over it, discuss what was brought up, how much of it is paranoia, tinfoil, actual things that will occur, what the reality of the situation is, the probability, possibility of these attacks occurring. And then I guess for the news, I wanted to talk about two really quick articles that I saw. One was about taxes, and it talks about people reporting and how they should report. And the title was a little misleading, because the title stated that it'd be good for some people to, when people report their the crypto gains, if they will, that will be a bad thing for other people. But reading the article, it didn't really get into why that would be a bad thing, other than the fact that people not reporting. So I've been seeing some posts that people are starting to get those 1099s from Coinbase. Other people are downloading their stuff what they can from the different exchanges and figuring that all out. It's going to be a little crazy. It'll be interesting to see. We have, at least to the States, till April 15th for taxes to file. And I don't know. I think people are going to get a rude awakening. A very rude awakening. How much enforcement will happen this year? Well, I don't know. But I do think some enforcement is going to occur. I think that's how the regulators are going to get this space, by saying that we're tax dodgers, which in a sense you are. If you didn't report your capital gains, you have to pay that. Now you can argue that the IRS has not made it very clear and concise about how you should be reporting, particularly the recent change with the tokens and switching in between different coins, that is also a taxable event. I'm not sure if that's applicable from years on past, or from here on out when that rule it was introduced. I'm going to have to look into that. So it makes things very fuzzy, because if it's applicable from years on past, if you thought you were being tax compliant and then all of a sudden this new rule pops up and you're not, I mean, that makes things very difficult. You may have changed your behavior differently. You may have kept records differently if that was the case. Uh, so there could be a bit of an argument. I don't think you're going to win any kind of tax court, but you might win some media points, if you will. But who knows? There have been cases, not many, where people have won against the IRS. You don't really win against the federal government because they so stack that shit so high. It's like a 90% winnable rate. That is outrageous and outlandish. That's not justice. Uh, the other article was this post on Medium by one of the individuals associated with Bitrefill. A Bitrefill, if you're unfamiliar, is a business that allows you to use Bitcoin to refill your minutes, primarily in Europe, for your phone. They also were a channel, one of the first, to test the companies of Lightning Network, and they were a channel that allowed for someone to purchase a Tor VPN, or not a Tor VPN, a TorGuard VPN router through them to TorGuard. So, they've been in this space for a very long time. They're a good company, reliable company, and this post was talking about how to avoid the $5 wrench problem, which is something that's been joked about for a long time. I think, quite frankly, crypto anarchists are the one that at least popularized the $5 wrench problem. I think it's been something that's been around for a long time, but maybe it just wasn't quite articulated in the fashion that we do so now. But basically, the concept of the $5 wrench problem is someone has a $5 wrench, they show it to you, they ask you for your password, you refuse, show you the $5 wrench, and what are you going to do? You're going to get a beating? They're going to beat it out of you for those passcodes. So there has been, a number of different thefts, hacking, stuff like that, but actual physical, real-world incidents. It's happened in the space, you can say, kind of from the beginning, from local Bitcoins. There's been a few, robberies by handguns. There was that incident a couple weeks ago with the Canadian exchange. There was a kidnapping, I believe, in Turkey. And so it is a real, legitimate problem. Now, one of the solutions, and he talks about 3 solutions that the individual said to get around the $5 wrench problem, is not talk about cryptocurrency. But given the fact that we all talk about cryptocurrency, that cat is out of the bag. But for anyone who's new to the space, that might be the modus operandi. There's probably a lot of people that maybe regret talking as much about crypto as they have. Maybe kind of tone it down a little bit so they would be a target. But that information's out there. That can't be undone. So he said to kind of help mitigate or speak about that problem, what we can discuss or talk about is $15, huh? Sorry, I'm looking at a yard thing. Let me show you. I can use that to put stuff in, but I don't know if it's worth $15, and it's glass, and I got animals, and they like to just break everything. Anyways, so he said to, talk less about it, never disclose your holdings, but you can do this thing where you can kind of poison the well, if you will, where you kind of lie about your type of holdings you have, create a kind of a disinformation campaign against yourself, so that you don't have people targeting you, and when they seek you out, they don't have any idea or concept of what kind of holdings you have. That was one interesting means of protecting yourself. The second one was a multi-sig wallet, where it requires two people that might not even be, within the same state, within the same room, same space. And in order to be able to, obtain money out of it, you need both signatures, and that's not going to happen because the second person's just going to call the cops. So there's that factor. And I found that very interesting, the whole multi-sig option, the fact that, you would have to rely on another person, some trust it goes along with that. Maybe it might be a software option or a company. I know there's some companies that are part of a multi-sig signature where they are one signature and then you and another person are, and that might be an option. The third was not keeping things, everything in cold storage. So there's no way to be able to obtain it because you have to go to, I don't know, a bank or a vault or here or there to obtain the cryptocurrency. So there would be some travel distance because it's not on the premise. That was, an option. And that could be, a solution. I don't know if that was going to work with a gun to your face, but if you're able to, like the Bitcoin exchange, where they tricked the people thinking that there was a transaction that went through, and it didn't happen. But security is something that people in this space need to take seriously. 2FA, VPNs, wallets, cold storage, multiple copies in different places, different locations. That way, if your house burns down or something like that, you're not at a loss. Backups of backups. And then if you're like a prominent cryptocurrency person that has significant holdings, you're going to probably need to get a bodyguard. There's a reason why wealthy people have an entourage and they're always two huge, large dudes. That's something you might have to invest in. Or if you're not that high in crypto holdings, maybe you need to invest in a security class so that you can be aware of your surroundings, mitigate your losses. Purchase a firearm, maybe some self-defense techniques to evade and flee, body armor, maybe stronger doors, better safety. Really look into that to protect yourself, because Bitcoin's down now, but people are still stealing it. People still want it because of the day that it will either go up or for the amount that it is now, which is still high valued fiat. So there's that. So those are my thoughts. I was going to be talking about Coin Artists, about the Neon District, her new project that she is collaborating with some people about games. 2-Bit Idiot about his 2 posts about the space, the cryptocurrency space, about the future and what we can do. And third, about Bitcoin/cryptocurrency political attack vectors. So that's it. Our little morning coffee to go talk. That's it. Till next time, to the moon. Like, subscribe, and share. And comment below your thoughts.